So today, miles-wise, was a pretty short ride. I think maybe 2.5 miles. What I did is I followed the little blue line out to this really neat little cove. It was real quiet. I think this is maybe around 5-ish, mid-5, because I don't turn the camera on until it gets light, because when I leave it's still just barely getting light. So I have Pepper is on the boat. You'll see her in a minute. And because she's there, and because I'm one, a crappy fisher person, two, not really that much into it, what I really like actually is casting. So that lure has no hook. I just toss it out and reel it in, and if I get a bite, then great, and if I don't, then oh well. I just figure if I get a bite and I pull it in, I might hurt the fish, or it might swallow the hook, right? All kinds of things. So I figure, you know what, since I don't really care, I don't want to screw it up for anybody else. So I just cast and see if I get a bite or not. Anyway, here's Pepper. She decided at some point she wanted to sit right beside me. So there she is, squeezed in. I don't even know how she's balancing there. Thought I wanted to get a shot of her. She was being really, really good this whole day. She just gets better and better on the kayak. So I turned up the volume on that last little clip, and I think that was a wild burrow that are around this area, and I had never heard that before. And in fact, about half hour earlier, I'd heard one much, much louder across the lake. It was just ringing out so loud, and I couldn't see anything. I took out my binos, but I couldn't see. So it'll be curious. Maybe another day I will go across and see if I can find out where those wild burrows were talking. That's pretty cool. So while I was out casting for about an hour, this is the one cast that got a little tiny bit of action. And at the time it happened, I wasn't even quite sure, but I thought that little wave there, that little splash rather, looked bigger than what my lure would produce. So I checked it on the GoPro later in slow-mo, and you can see there's like a little bit of a fin there behind the lure. Still see the moon in this shot, which I think is kind of cool. And this is the point where, for some reason, Peppa starts to get a little anxious. She's kind of moving around and making noise. Good. Alright, one more cast and we'll go on shore. You're a goof. Peppa. I lied. 2 more casts. So here's where we start part B of the plan for the day, and after casting a bit, I wanted to go along the shorelines of this area and pick up trash. So that's what we did on the way back, and much to my surprise, I had to stop because the bag I brought got all full up much sooner than I expected. Dude, quit pulling the boat everywhere. It's hard to see with the GoPro, but you can kind of see little white pieces, and I think it was some sort of maybe like an old inflatable raft or something that was really deep in the branches there. And I thought about walking on the rocks under it, but I just thought I'd get full of all kinds of branches and stuff, and I didn't even know it was looked so big. I wasn't even sure I could really deal with it on the kayak, so I let it go for now. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll get inspired and like bring out my clippers or something. I don't know. I brought that little pole. I was actually thinking about a rake because some stuff just gets so back into the brush, but whatevers. What is this, Peppa? I don't know what this is. Big though. Heavy. And here's yet another find of a full can of beer. I've found, I think, 6 full cans now. I never drank any though. I just kind of don't know where they've been, I guess, even though they're sealed. So got the Primo kayak all loaded up, a big old bag of trash. I really didn't expect that much. From the shore, I could see little bits, but once I got up there, I could really dig out a lot more. So another day, another shoreline will get cleaned up. And I kind of had to take Peppa out of her place, though. She usually likes to go up front, but with the bag there, I needed her with me, so she was kind of on my feces the whole time. So there's just a few little snippets of the paddle back. It's always so pretty. Even like the most citiest side, it's still really a really pretty place. And I like this part because there's that thing that goes out. I kind of get a sneak in here between the shore and that pole. And then ahead of me there, that's a weed eater, I think. And I think that's the one for this marina in particular, because I think it's smaller than the one that goes through the channel. I'm not really sure though, because I've only seen the one in the channel once, but I could have sworn it was a lot bigger, but whatever's. I wasn't quite sure where to go at this point. I didn't want to really go in front of that, and I wasn't really sure it was going. So when all else fails, just stop and drink some coffee. So here's the last little bit before I take my kayak out. Kinda in the swim area, but kinda not. Kinda closer to the shore. I'm not really sure. But there's a certain point where there's a path that goes along there, and the sidewalk drops off like 3 inches. So getting the wheel of my kayak trailer up that is kind of a drag, but I noticed a little further down there's that little path there. I think that's where the off-roaders who work on the park, I think that's where they come in. So it's a lot easier to pull the kayak up there, so I kind of sneak in there. Since there's nobody around, it's not a big deal. And I could always just pull my kayak if anybody complains, so I think it's okay. Okay, so we're back home. We got our protein muffins that we made right when we got back. First thing, got these things in the oven. They're so good. I didn't have my snack today, so I was pretty hungry. Watching season 2 of Top Shot, and while these were cooking, I researched this thing. It's I guess a wave shaper, and they're like $200. So I don't know. I mean, I was thinking, how do you? It's not really something you can put for Lost and Found, right? Because you say, well, did you lose the wave shaper? Oh yeah. And there's no name on it. There's no way to really describe it as something unique. So I guess it's my karma that now maybe we sell it, and for picking up trash, I may have made some money. I don't know. Actually, I probably won't. My mom loves selling stuff, so I'm gonna give it to her, and she'll probably list it somewhere, because I don't know. I mean, I'd love to get back to its owner, but I have no way of doing that. I mean, who knows how long it's been out there? Anyways, that's the update. And now I want to eat these muffins, because